So that you can make this concept of trusting yourself more in order to lead with personal power, well, it makes the concept a truth so that you can really embody it, so that you really can lead your life with personal power, because that is the ultimate goal. That is how you experience true success from the inside out, when you lead your life with personal power. And trusting yourself feels really good. It opens up life to the magic. So let me review the first 4 steps. The first step I shared was becoming more aware of what you're doing and how you're not trusting yourself. And that happens by slowing down. Slowing down so you become aware of what you think, what you say, and what you do. How you may worry about what you think, say, or do about something in the future, or you may ruminate what you already have said or done and thinking, oh, you should have done it differently. Slowing down helps you increase your awareness in those areas of your life where you're not trusting yourself, and how that actually looks for you and how it feels. The second step was practicing the yes, no, true, false, or it doesn't matter answer exercise. It's a really simple and awesome practice that allows you to experience what you already know with things that are 100% true or 100% false for you. So you get to experience how your body speaks to you and what it feels like for a yes and no, true, false, or it doesn't matter answer. So practice that. That's step 2. Step 3 is looking over your history and writing down a list of all the times in your life that you could trust yourself, that you were right, either because you made a decision or a choice or just knew something, or your intuition or your gut or your knowledge, you just knew this was the answer. And it felt good, and after the fact, in hindsight, you could confirm, yep, I knew what I was doing, I knew what I was saying, I knew what I knew. And likewise, there may be times where you thought or said or wanted to do something that you felt was right, but you didn't. And then in hindsight, you realize, geez, you were right. You really did know what you knew. So make a list of anecdotal evidence of when you could trust yourself. Okay, so that's important. The 4th step was taking a look at your life and seeing when you may have been taught, or when you may have perceived that what you thought, said, or did, or knew was not accepted by those in authority positions, was negated by those in authority positions, or culture or your religion or something outside of you told you that you were wrong. This happens a lot in childhood. So I gave some examples of these types of experiences where what you knew was turned around and negated. Be sure to watch part 4. It's important. So part 5, here's the step that ties it all together. If you've been slowing down and increasing your awareness in those parts of your life where you do not trust yourself as much as you'd like to, or at all, you can now choose a part of your life where you make a commitment to yourself that you're going to slow down, you're going to check within, check what the truth is that you know, so that you can trust it, trust yourself, and follow through. Now, this type of commitment takes focus. It takes courage and a consistent effort. For example, for me, when I wish I would have known to do these things was when I was a young woman. And I was in an abusive relationship for almost 8 years. For the first 6.5 or 7 years, the abuse was physical and emotional. And then the last year or so it was not physical anymore, but it was still an abusive relationship. And I had come to believe, based on my childhood in that 7 to 8 years of being with this partner, that most of the things that I said and did, and even it got to the point where I thought even what I was thinking was wrong, was the cause for me getting hurt, physically harmed. And so there was not hardly anything about me that I trusted, because just seemingly breathing oxygen was enough to get me black and blued. So I wish I would have, in hindsight, I had no idea that I could trust myself, that I did know what I knew. I just had no idea. That would, if I would have been connected to my inner knowing and honored that, I never would have continued to get abused. But in any case, I didn't know it. Another time when I was much more aware and connected to my truth, but still not quite where I am today, was in my early years of working in Africa. I raised a lot of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years, raised awareness. I traveled to Uganda a lot. I gave a lot of speeches there and back in America. I had to make a lot of decisions. And there were lives that were at stake, literally lives at stake. And there was a different culture as well. Sometimes when I made decisions, I was insecure about them because so much was weighing on those decisions. And that's when I really learned to start trusting myself, because I couldn't help anybody if I doubted myself. And so that was the beginning also of this, when I started practicing the things that I'm sharing in this series. Nowadays, I'm pretty much living my life with personal power and trusting myself 24/7. However, there are times when I don't trust myself, and at least for a nanosecond or some moments. And those are times when I may be exhausted or more emotional than usual. And I can immediately sense and become aware of these thoughts of doubting myself or worrying about making the right choice. And in that moment, because I notice it instantaneously, that is when I slow down. I ground myself in my body and really become present. And I check within, what is true for me right now? And it's amazing. I love doing that. So even though I may have slipped into that insecurity or self-doubt, I get right out of it. So what I'm sharing with you in this 5-part series really works. So choose a part in your life, an area of your life where you doubt yourself, and commit to start trusting yourself more. Commit to leading with personal power in that part of your life more by following the 4 previous steps to this one. And you will need consistent focus and probably courage to keep going on with it. But like with anything that you practice over and over again, it becomes more organic and natural, because when you dip into the truth of yourself, it's hard to look away from that. It's hard to disconnect it again once you start connecting to it. You may have had, years, decades where you didn't trust yourself in that area of your life, or you were doubting yourself in that area of life. Well, that became a habit. So you can replace habits, and it takes consistent effort. And as I said, it takes courage sometimes. So the first thing to do is make a commitment, because when you make a commitment to yourself in this way, you're creating an energetic contract. And to turn from that contract, to turn away from that commitment, you really notice it and you increase your awareness. So make a commitment to yourself in a particular area of your life. Practice the 4 steps that I've shared in this 5-part series. Make a consistent effort. And you may want an accountability partner. I really recommend having a support team. Keep a journal too. Monitor your own growth. So many times I find that women don't know how they're going to accomplish something. But once they accomplish it, it's like, oh, that was easy, no big deal. And then they're off to the next thing thinking they can't do that. So it's really important to make sure that you acknowledge the growth or your achievements. So commit to yourself. Find the courage you need. With consistent effort, I know that you will start trusting yourself more and doubting yourself less. And you're well on your way to leading with personal power. When you notice that you're trusting yourself more in a particular area of your life, then choose another area of your life. And it may be start with something more simple. like what you should buy at the grocery store, something where maybe you don't have a whole lot of emotions attached to it. So you can become familiar with this sense of knowing so that it becomes more natural. So when you commit to something bigger in your life to trust yourself about, that you have this experience of what it's like. And always, if you need my support, reach out to me, you can message me, call me. Put a link in the first couple parts for the Be Here Now audio, the 4.5-minute audio, which I highly recommend. And I'll put that in the link or in the comment section of this video as well. I'm going to put the link for the free ebook, 7 Ways You're Sabotaging Your Joy and Success. Because if any of those 7 ways resonate with you, then you can pick one of those ways or the way that really speaks to you, and then start a practice of trusting yourself in one of those ways. So that'll be a help. I'll put that link below as well. Good luck with it all. I know you can do it because your truth is within you. You just need to connect with it and make a commitment to do so. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.